Hey Facebook. So today we're not gonna talk about reasons a 401k are a scam. Today, as I promised yesterday, we're gonna talk about, are you rich? How do you know if you're really wealthy? And in our country, we like to sometimes villainize the rich, but really we don't really understand who's rich or not. So I did some research to find out who's really wealthy, and I found that depending on when the results were tested, you get different results, but by and large they're all around the same amount. So here it goes. Are you in the top 1%? Well, maybe not. But a lot of people, when you ask them, hey, are you in the top 1%, they think in people who make millions of dollars. And actually, the top 1% of income earners make $426,000 or more. That's right. In the United States of America, if you make more than $426,000, and that's two people who make that. So if you're single, your dollar amounts are actually less than this. But a married couple who makes $426,000 or more, you're in the top 1%. You're the ones that everybody wants to go after. Congratulations. You've made it. What about the top 5%? That's still pretty good. That number is $178,000. Now, there's a lot of people right here around where I live who I know make $178,000 together or more, but they probably don't consider themselves in the top 5%, but they are. What about the top 10%? These are people who make more than 90% of Americans. Well, if you're, here we're losing this. If you are a married couple and you make above $127,000 gross, you make more than 90% of Americans. You heard that right. You're wealthy. You're not part of the masses if you make more than $127,000. Well, what if you only make $80,000? Now, here in Southern California, you're barely getting by, but you actually make more than 75% of the country. That's right. You're in the top 25%, and the bottom 50% makes less than $36,000 together a year. There's a couple of things we can take away from this. One is, I think for a lot of people, as an attitude of gratitude, to realize that you make a lot more than a lot of people, and it's time to be grateful and give thanks for what we got. And if we were to compare this to the world figures, we'd all be in the top 10%, 5%, 1%. But also a little sobering to realize that there's a lot of people who are out there struggling. Now, when it comes to financial advice, as we've been talking about in our series, we realize that if you're in the top 10% or 5%, you probably shouldn't be listening to financial advice that's geared towards the masses, because you're not in the masses. So you should listen to uncommon advice. And that's part of what we've been doing here on this 6-part series. You know, and the funny thing about this is when I've been talking to people who have been watching my series on why 401ks are scams, some of them can't believe I'm doing it. Other people, they're like, well, I wish somebody had told me this. And that's really the case. If your HR director or financial advisor had told you these facts, which are all true, that we're talking about 401ks, chances are you probably wouldn't have done it. So that's why I'm here, Facebook, just to shed some light on things that we don't really see. But the bottom line for today is be grateful, because you're probably doing way better than you think. And so go out there and share the wealth. All right, guys, have a great day.